deflected and well saved by the goalkeeper. Oh, a slack clearance straight to Bonner. High, and it's over the bar, and there's just a 1-point differential. A second point by Declan Bonner from the Rossa. 1-6, 1-5. Declan Bonner lets it behind, picks it up again. Bonner getting more and more into the action. Joyce McMullen striving to come a little bit more into it. Against the other number 12, going by, good solo run. He's a player of good quality and good skill, Joyce McMullen. Martin O'Connell, with dogged persistence, however, follows him along the line, but fouls him, and it's a free in. Declan Bonner, who'll kick it with the left boot to curl it in with deadly accuracy. 3 points for Declan Bonner. That's the first from a free, and the sides are level. Disappointment for young Colin Brady, playing in his first All-Ireland football semi-final, where he was a real star against Down in this year's league final. So McEntee is in. What kind of difference will he make to the match? Martin O'Connell, Anthony Malloy, he's mopping up everything in the centre. Donald Reid across towards Declan Bonner. It's a really highly spirited and highly skilled performance by Donegal, matching stride for stride. Oh dear, Brian Murray rushed his kick. He was far too hasty. Well, he realises it, and so do the Donegal fans. There was nobody near him really when that ball was played inside. He might well have had a goal chance even. And it's David Beggy trying to knife his way through this defence. They've looked so prominent and so promising in attack, Meath. Brian Stafford breaks down to Liam Hayes. A score chance here. Bernard Flynn. Well, they're giving Donegal really a lesson in how to take the chances when they come. Flynn now the scorer of a goal and a point, his side ahead by a point once more. Here's Martin Shovel. A very direct wing back. Fed nicely to Joyce McMullen. Donegal needing a score. Will it come from this to Martin McHugh? Blocked down, Kevin Foley off the line virtually. Fisted clear eventually by Brendan Riley. But the man in the vital spot that time was Kevin Foley. It was half hit by Martin McHugh, but Foley made the interception and the clearance. Watch as it spilled down from Manus Boyle to Martin McHugh, and Kevin Foley, the one who touched it and just got it away. Missed by Liam Hayes. David Beggy. Jerry McEntee laying it into the path of Bernard Flynn. Gary Walsh, with the sunshine making a welcome appearance here in Croke Park. David Beggy swinging it wide across towards Bernard Flynn. Some consternation, lashed in, and a goal! Brian Stafford. A goal out of nothing. There were defenders there who might well have contained the ball and driven it well out of defence, but Stafford was on hand for once around the danger area as the ball broke down from two defenders. Watch for Stafford coming in, left foot, wham, into the corner, off the goalkeeper. Martin McHugh has been taken off the Donegal team, so often a match winner in the past, not this afternoon so far. Colm O'Rourke across to Bernard Flynn. Another goal! 2 goals inside a minute may well decide this semi-final tie. 26.5 minutes into the second half. Just a minute or so after Brian Stafford had got Meath's other goal, their second of the game, Bernard Flynn came in and lashed wide for Meath's third goal.
Those 2 goals effectively killed off the Northern Challenge, and it set the scene for the meeting of the 2 best teams in the country, Cork and Meath. Now, as All-Ireland final day arrived, those sensible enough to arrive on time were treated to a really wonderful minor game, with Meath and Kerry serving up rich promise for the future.
Jason O'Henrick, Anthony O'Brien, it's Joey Mulder-Carnoigi. Oh, and he got out the door, Jenkinson. They get dead long up here. And had the British staff in the zone. Agus Hitchy Wig. Agus beggar the Multoid and Hatcher, Jabba and Order. Makkeirachtig agus Yemod-Omen. Sean O'Driscoll on the scoil, the Jerry Council. Anthony O'Brien, Corgo Hige, the Shiamas on Wienerheim. The Shiamas and Ishamach, the Roharena. And see Miha Olia Moshe, Shahiamas Rish, Shiamas on Wienerheim, and Arthur again, Laholi Loy, Shiamas on Wienerheim, Long Fleshke, August Anna Action Gadodian again. August Vishu, the Hapdane, the Eden, Fruit Cup, Lodge Dividian, Nistushke, Emiliana. Dahi Martin agus Anna Horkinson again, Sean O'Driscoll. Anthony O'Brien again, all the card no agus Speshig at enemy. Agus Anna Hole Gadog, Nahudo Makin. Nahudo Makin, trying to get a board to Kietland. Agus Cole Kinuno, I'm Shahinish again, the hunt enemy. Kick Warada. Lon Holy, Gady, Nordigama, Anna McMahonish, against Noel Khalid. Farah had the other Rashka for the sticks of Hooney Tachta Gaudi. Lagirach, Gadi Sean Bullaid, had the Yanniga Bullairach. Staff Gadi, Yemodon. Oh! I got some thoughts on Lake Hunter, and a hole, and then in Lake, I get Kahalo Grodig, and Heimshigashin. And I say, and a house to the Julish.
High drama in the minor final as the young men of Meath maintained a 2-point lead to win. But Meath fans then turned to their seniors. Were they the ones to upset Cork's hopes of a double? Well, that story was to unfold in a gripping 70-minute final.
The first team out onto Croke Park on All-Ireland final day. The All-Ireland champions Cork getting the honour, led by Larry Tompkins. And Hill 16 belongs to the Cork fans this afternoon as Cork play in their 4th successive final, seeking to complete the All-Ireland double, hurling and in football. And now it's the Meath turn. And like the Corkmen, there's a thunderous greeting to acclaim the Leinster and National League champions, skippered by Colm O'Rourke, seeking to maintain a championship winning record against Cork, and in the process, win back the Sam Maguire for the 3rd time in 4 years. So quick check then finally on the teams this afternoon. Cork with 2 changes from the semi-final, both of them on the left flank of the attack. Teddy McCarthy at left half forward, his namesake Mick from Skibbereen in the corner. This is the Meath 15 this afternoon. The experienced Jerry McEntee resuming his midfield alliance with Liam Hayes. Colin Brady moves into the half forward line and wears the number 12 shirt. Cork's 19th All-Ireland final, Meath's 12th. Quick check on the watch by referee Paddy Russell. It's Cork from left to right in the first half. And straight away, Danny Cullity trying to set up Paul McGrath. Transferred, intended for Teddy McCarthy. Booted away by Jerry McEntee. The foul is recorded. Larry Tompkins leaving the free to Colm O'Neill, which is interesting. Larry might well have opted to take it. Perhaps doesn't feel the leg is quite up to it. We'll see a little bit later on whether that's in fact the case. Colm O'Neill has driven it wide, and that won't do his confidence very much as Cork forfeit a promising opening. Breaks down into the arms of Danny Cullity once again. His second possession in the match. Into Shea Fahy. Going for a score himself. And he's put it over the bar. The first point has come after a minute and 20 seconds. Donald Smith today here playing in his 5th championship match for Meath. Midfield will be very interesting indeed. Larry Tompkins going back into that section straight away. Shea Fahy driving it forward towards Colm O'Neill. The first ball really between O'Neill and Mick Lyons. Spills down to Terry Ferguson. Foul by Dave Barry. Free out to Meath. Aim towards Liam Hayes. Here's Mick Slocum. Attempting to bring Mick McCarthy into the game over there. Robbie O'Malley maybe showing just a tiny bit too much of it there to Mick McCarthy, but recovers well. Kevin Foley having a very good season. Likewise Bernard Flynn coming away from the corner forward position. Tony Nation has followed. Danny Cullity. Finally Dave Barry releasing Stephen O'Brien. Scored a point in the semi-final win against Roscommon. Dispossessed by a magnificent piece of interception from Martin O'Connell. David Beggy was attempting to get loose. Barry Coffey. Anxious moments as both sides try to assert themselves. That's Slocum belting it forward. Cut out by Jerry McEntee. Linking up brilliantly with Robbie O'Malley. Stafford into the clear towards Colin Brady. And Tony Nation does well. There was a breakdown of cover at the back that time. Jerry McEntee trying to dispossess Danny Cullity. It's into Larry Tompkins. Cork ahead by a point, remember. Terry Ferguson. Into the stride of PJ Gillick. Being marked by Conor Coonahan, who has a fantastic record in matches against Meath. In his 5 matches so far against Meath in the last 4 years, only 1 point has been scored against him. That by Joe Castles in the replayed 88th final. Barry Coffey fouled by David Beggy. John Kearns. Liam Hayes rising up for it. Larry Tompkins, who's playing anywhere but on the 40, very much in midfield right now. Showing no great effects of an injury as his foul that time by Meath's number 5, Brendan Riley. And the referee going across, and he was having a word there with Mick Lyons in the book out. Well, whatever incident happened, the umpires brought it to his attention, which is great combined play by the officials, and the referee Paddy Russell laying down the law early and saying to the players, if you step out of line, I'll have none of it. Fahy with the free. Driven deep towards Larry Tompkins. Brilliantly fetched by Jerry McEntee. Back in the Meath colours. He was fouled as he released that ball. Robbie O'Malley having to take the free from the ground because it was McEntee who was the one who was fouled. Shea Fahy fetching well. Surrounded by 4 Meath men. Spills loose towards Michael McCarthy. Teddy McCarthy, his namesake, in towards Colm O'Neill. A difficult one for him to contain, and he was being fouled by Mick Lyons. The official decides. Mick doesn't agree, shrugs the head. He's driven it over. Larry Tompkins with his first point of the match, and Cork lead by 2 points to no score. Jostling for position in midfield. That's taken by Jerry McEntee. He was restrained, he was fouled. And he's leaving the free for his partner Liam Hayes. Driven in well towards Colm O'Rourke. Easy for John Kearns, however. Malcahalan. Shea Fahy. Always a man coming up in support, and this time it's the centre half back, Conor Coonahan. Driven deep, turned towards Colm O'Neill. Getting well away. Going for a shot. Oh, it comes off the angle of crossbar and upright. Cork's tactics working well so far in trying to confuse me. Barry Tompkins playing deeper than expected. Barry filling in around the 40 from time to time. But at the other end, this was that rasping shot from behind the goal by Colm O'Neill. There's a switch on the Meath half-forward line with David Beggy now operating at left half-forward. And curiously, Barry Coffey has gone across to mark him. Jerry McEntee down towards what's essentially a two-man attack still, as Colm O'Rourke is restrained unfairly by Niall Cahalane, who protests his innocence, but referee Paddy Russell quite insistent that there was a foul. Chance for Meath's opening score, and Brian Stafford puts it over, struck with a calm surety. Kearns here, one of 7 Cork players today playing in their 4th successive All-Ireland final. Good lead by Colin Brady, not being allowed any latitude by the tight-marking Cork men. Martin O'Connell trying to get the forward line going. Well read by Niall Cahalane, getting out to the ball first time. Dave Barry linking up here with Paul McGrath. Good solo run by McGrath. Jerry McEntee in pursuit. Cork 2 points, Meath no score, remember. That was a lovely piece of interception by Robbie O'Malley. Brilliant defending. Fouled as he was taking the ball out. Teddy McCarthy, the one who commits the indiscretion. Meanwhile, it's Barry Coffey trying to hold off his man David Beggy, and Danny Cullity nips in to play it wide outside to Mick McCarthy, known as the Skibbereen Eagle. Inside towards Colm O'Neill, and once again there's a foul by Mick Lyons. Vastly experienced defender Mick Lyons. A chance to extend Cork's lead. Just grazes the top of the crossbar over the goalkeeper's fingers, and it's a second point for Larry Tompkins. Shea Fahy, was there a push? Yes. No question about it. As Shea Fahy concedes the free quickly taken. Down towards Brian Stafford. Mick Slocum tried to pick it up neatly, but it's run loose to a determined Colm O'Rourke. The team captain holds on too long. Well, he will claim, I'm sure, that he had very little latitude. Kearns with the free. Aim towards Larry Tompkins again, against Kevin Foley. A push. Many frees so far in the game. Barry Coffey. This is Shea Fahy. Angling it outside towards Mick Slocum. He switched wings virtually from the start. Dave Barry doing well, making it his, putting it onto Paul McGrath. Trying to round Terry Ferguson. Danny Cullity in an advanced position, as he likes to do. That has gone high and it's gone wide. There can't have been too much in it. Barry Coffey trying to get loose with David Beggy there in pursuit. That's Shea Fahy. Terry Ferguson coming out from his cornerback position. On towards David Beggy, who's yet to really get a piece of the action against Barry Coffey. Now McCarthy, into Dave Barry. Playing anywhere but out on the right wing. Booted away brilliantly by Robbie O'Malley to PJ Gillick, trying to get the 3-man full forward line going. This is Stafford. Colm O'Rourke is calling for it. Brian Stafford going it alone. And that is a brilliant piece of finishing. Oh, it was an outstanding assured piece of shooting by Brian Stafford when others were looking for it. Holding off the challenges from just inside the 45-metre line. That's an excellent point. Martin O'Connell, a superb catch. Down towards Bernard Flynn. Against Tony Nation. Trying to sell some dummies. On the left boot. High. And it's over the bar. And the sides are level. In the last 2 minutes, Brian Stafford and Bernard Flynn have got pieces of the action, got some ball into their hands, and they've converted both chances. Kevin Foley trying to take it away from the midfielder Shea Fahy. Free to Meath. Foley's had a very, very good season when you consider that he kept players of the calibre of Kieran Duff and Martin McHugh scoreless from play in the Leinster final and All-Ireland football semi-final. Sides level 3 points apiece. Tony Nation reading the intentions. Tompkins flicks forward into space towards Colm O'Neill. Cork's ploy seems to be to try and isolate Colm O'Neill with Mick Lyons. The other corner forwards are playing in a more withdrawn role, and the ball has been played in fast and early towards Colm O'Neill against Mick Lyons. To the left, led by Lyons. What he loves to be, in there under the dropping ball. Shea Fahy touches it down. Mick Slocum. Ooh, overhit to Barry Coffey. Beggy nipping in. Trying to keep it moving along the line. Went off Colm O'Rourke, I think. Well, David Beggy has made over 40 journeys from Scotland this year just to be part of Meath's training session at weekends. Oh, Gillick has taken a very high one to the face there. Stephen O'Brien was the player, and he's in there claiming that it was a fair shoulder, but not shoulder to shoulder, the referee has pointed out. That's tailed away and wide. Touchdown by Jerry McEntee, but only as far as Conor Coonahan. This is on for Danny Cullity towards Paul McGrath. Game strangely a little bit subdued so far. This is McGrath. Back to Mick McCarthy on his shooting left foot, and it sails over the crossbar. 3 points in the semi, and now 1 here in the final itself. That's a goal and 6 points in all he's got in this year's championship. Well, so far it's proving to be a good, tough, competitive All-Ireland final. Dave Barry towards Colm O'Neill, judging the hop well. Mick McCarthy calling for the way at the far corner. Colm going on a solo effort. Linking up with Larry Tompkins. Brilliantly blocked down by Kevin Foley, sticking to his task like a leech. Brilliantly done. This is McCarthy again. In the follow-up, he's put it over the bar. He's got 2 points. Well, when you consider that in 1988 in the 2 finals on Bobby O'Malley number 2 there, he only managed 1 point. He's now managed 2 in the space of a minute. Little clean fetching coming out of midfield so far as Liam Hayes links up with Colm O'Rourke. O'Rourke looking for some space in which to get in a shot, but it ends up being a rather undistinguished shot at that. Fisted down by Shea Fahy. Dave Barry chipping it forward towards Paul McGrath. Terry Ferguson trying to stick to his task. There was a push, however, and just heating up for a moment. The referee nipping in quickly to have a word with Martin O'Connell, warning him about the action that happened immediately before that. Paul McGrath getting himself gingerly off the ground. Larry Tompkins. Terry Ferguson tripped by Colm O'Neill after O'Neill had lost his chance of getting that ball. This is the 21st free kick of the match. Liam Hayes recovering well into the corner towards Colm O'Rourke, trying to get away from Niall Cahalane, his marker. Doing well to hold on to it, needing support however, but it's not coming fast enough, and maybe that's one of the key things so far in the game. The support for the full forward line of Meath isn't what we're used to, and Martin O'Connell has gone it alone, going for a point, but well away from the target. Brilliantly fetched by Danny Cullity against the other number 9, Jerry McEntee. This is Teddy McCarthy, punted outside towards Dave Barry. Loose marking on Dave at the moment by Martin O'Connell. In it goes to Paul McGrath against Terry Ferguson. Support inside for Paul McGrath. He can get the ball in. Meath funneling back well, however. Paul just considering his options. And one would have considered that a pass in a little bit earlier might have yielded something for Cork. This is Danny Cullity trying to make the most of it. Shea Fahy. Meath trying to cover their men, and Fahy has driven it over with great confidence. Another point for Shea Fahy, really making his mark in this match. The Meath supporters there at the canal end, and they'll be looking for some fireworks from their team yet to pull this game around as they trail by 3 points at the moment. Barry Coffey, touched on by Mick McCarthy, but only as far as Martin O'Connell. Held up, restrained and fouled. Terry Ferguson making himself available towards Bernard Flynn. Bernard Flynn was coming way into a left half forward position. Nation followed all the way. Stafford will take the free. Just about 6 minutes to go to half time. Driven in towards Colin O'Rourke, but the Cork backs are getting out ahead of their men, and having weathered a little minor storm in the middle of this first half, when Meath had 2 points from Stafford and Flynn, the backs have settled down to their task once again now. Under pressure, however, from Liam Hayes. Brilliantly taken by Colin O'Rourke, but he stepped out over the end line. The umpire was very vigilant. That was the ball played in by Liam Hayes, and just watch for the tall Colin O'Rourke. Did he step out over the end line? Yes, he did. Coonahan looking for Dave Barry or Paul McGrath, but it's Terry Ferguson who kept his eye on it all the way. It's got the attention of the two Corkmen, and he is now awarded a 13-metre advantage. It used to be 10. Down towards Colin O'Rourke, brilliantly fetched ahead of Stafford. No question about the free in for Meath. This can cut back the lead to 2 points as they shape up to one another down there, and common sense prevails, thankfully. That was a magnificent catch, I think, there by Colin O'Rourke ahead of Niall Cahalane. He's doing well. Hoping to make his way into the large rectangle, where of course it would have been a penalty. Stafford. A deft little chip. Another point. That's 3 for the first half. Touched on by Shea Fahy, but only as far as Martin O'Connell. Driven back defiantly by O'Connell, again towards Colin O'Rourke, as they try to get him into the game as much as possible. David Beggy likewise has had a fairly subdued first half, and much the same for PJ Gillick. Cork, I think, will be much the happier of the two sides heading in for the break at this stage. Colin O'Neill, and the pick up off the ground by Colin O'Neill. Oh dear. Oh, that's rather senseless by Colin O'Neill. That really is senseless. I think he's been sent off. Oh, really, there is no excuse. Just a rush of blood to the head, I'm afraid. Yes, he has been sent off. A sad blow for Colin O'Neill. But the referee was right on the spot. He saw the blow to the face, and really he was left with very few alternatives. So it's 14-man Cork now. Colm Brady. Can he deliver those telling passes inside? This one is cut out by Tony Nation. Well, in 88 in the replay, you remember it was 14-man Meath who played much the better. Now it's up to Cork against 15-man Meath. Mick Lyons. Bernard Flynn. Punted into space. Barry Coffey easily reading the intentions. Billy Morgan and Sean Murphy there, sympathising with Colm O'Neill. Meanwhile, Meath have driven one over the bar brilliantly. A lovely point, and Brian Stafford the one who's got his fourth. And ominously for Cork, there's only a point between them. There's a point between the teams at half-time. Paddy Russell calling for the end of the 35 minutes. The Cork fans and Dave Berry there just having a little chat with Paddy Russell. He sent off Colm O'Neill inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. From our angle here, he didn't really seem to have an option. But Cork are now down to 14 against Meath, and it's Cork, led by Larry Tompkins, who lead at half-time by 6 points to 5. Gerry McEntee, who had his moments, be hoping to get a little bit more, I think, out of his partner Liam Hayes in the second half. It's as you were for Cork, Shea Fahy and Danny Cullity. Two-man attack for Cork, who are down to 14 men for the second half. Fahy straight away, fouled by Hayes. So many fouls in this match. Terry Ferguson, he's done well in the game. Against Paul McGrath, he's kept McGrath scoreless so far. Donald Smith's kick. David Beggy. Brilliantly fetched by Gerry McEntee. Coyle, by the way, has gone into the 40, centre half forward, and PJ Gillick is across now at left half forward. Cork wanting the ball back first, and there's a 13-metre penalty against the Meath man. People, I think, generally around the ground expecting a bit more from these two teams following the build-up to the final. Barry Coffey drives it in. Touched down by Mick Lyons, but only as far as Paul McGrath, right across the face of the goal. Martin O'Connell with the clearance, but straight back out into the arms of a Cork man again. This time it's Shea Fahy. Defiantly driven it back in, and he's put it over the bar. He's got 3 points in the match. If memory serves me correct, he got the first point in the game, and now he's got the first point of the second half. A 2-point difference. Ooh, a high kick that time by Mick Slocum there. And the referee saw it there against PJ Gillick. Free is quickly taken by Gillick. Didn't take a feather out of him. Bernard Flynn onto David Beggy. Player with great pace. Dispossessed by Barry Coffey. Well, he really wants to tell all and sundry that he's more than worth his place on this Cork team, whether it's at half forward or half back. Shea Fahy, outstanding so far. Into Dave Barry. Mick Slocum here. Teddy coming a little bit too near to him. Paul McGrath offers a bit of variation. The option was well chosen. Hit with unflagging power and accuracy by Paul McGrath for his first point of the afternoon, and Cork has opened up a 3-point gap. To Gerry McEntee. There was a school of thought, I know, in Meath that held that maybe Gerry would be better coming in from the subs bench, but he's had a good final so far. Coffey. Gerry McEntee under it. So to Kevin Foley. Liam Hayes calling. A good rousing run forward by Hayes. Linking up with Beggy. This is a great move. Can they finish it? Oh, it's a great save by John Kearns from Brian Stafford. Well, the turning point of the hurling final, surely, was a great save by Ger Cunningham. And on this occasion, at the same goal, at the same angle, it's John Kearns, the football goalkeeper, who produces a masterful save. A brilliant piece of interpassing. 3 Meath men involved, following that great run by Hayes. Watch for the shot, and the great save and parry by the goalkeeper. Back with Martin O'Connell, marking very slap, as Meath took a very quick 45, and Colm Coyle signals his arrival in this match with Meath's first point of the second half. John O'Driscoll is coming in, and it looks like Mick McCarthy is going off. Cool, crisp afternoon here in Croke Park. There's nothing cool or crisp about the action out on the field as Martin O'Connell concedes the free to Cork. Deep inside, fisted out by Jerry McEntee. David Beggy coming more, and that's Terry Ferguson rather. Beggy is a player who's coming more and more into the game, trying to feed off the pieces. It's Bernard Flynn. Outside towards Colm Coyle. And Meath fans will wonder why he wasn't in from the beginning. Touch forward to David Beggy, the player we mentioned just a moment ago. And as if to justify that last statement, he's put the ball over the bar. His first point of the match. From a position where the half-forwards failed to score in the first half, they've now scored 2 between them. And that's Paddy Hayes, who's going in there for Cork, one of the substitutes, player who played in the semi-final. Paddy Russell, the referee, holding up for a minute, and it's Dave Barry, I think, who's going off. Cork's ploy, I think, here is to bring in fresh faces, fresh legs, because of their numerical disadvantage. Here's Coffey, leading, however, by a solitary point, 8 points to 7. John O'Driscoll, it's very much anyone's final. Will that yet happen? Larry Tompkins opens up a 2-point gap once more. Larry's kicked his 3rd point, all 3 from frees. With Joe Castles coming in as another Meath sub. Well, the introduction of Colm Coyle certainly had a telling effect on the game so far. So now Joe Castles, the most senior member of this Meath team, gets a piece of the action. Larry Tompkins against Martin O'Connell. Strong challenge by O'Connell. Paul McGrath neatly takes it back up. The challenge coming in there from Brendan Riley, but there was a lovely pick up there by Paul McGrath. Brilliant skill. Jerry McEntee's the one, by the way, who's gone off the Meath team, replaced by Joe Castles. Tompkins, the free taker, into Shea Fahy. And what's a very dark afternoon really here in Croke Park. The picture you're seeing is a good deal brighter, and it's looking particularly bright for Cork right now as Shea Fahy kicks his 4th point of the match. Remember, it's 100 years since Cork last won the hurling and football championship in the 1 year. Paddy Hayes. Paul McGrath trying to hold it on in play there. That's gone wide. A huge leap in the air by John O'Driscoll, has moved out in towards midfield, and there's just one man in the full forward line right now for Cork. The jersey of the full forward was being held, but it's Beggy who gets through. Stopped by Mick Slocum brilliantly. The support outside. Coonahan always looks so casual, so deceptively fast as well, however. A much underrated defender. On towards Paddy Hayes, it's a poor pass. Snapped up by Robbie O'Malley. And now Meath are pressing forward. But Cork are defiant. This is Slocum. Just one man to knock forward to. There he is, Paul McGrath. He's got support from John O'Driscoll, who's made a run away on the left-hand side. McGrath lobbing it across towards him. Comes down. But read well by Liam Hayes, fouled by Danny Cullity, taking the free quickly himself. The tempo of the game has really picked up in this second half. Gillick driving it forward towards Brian Stafford. Punches driven out there to try and get the ball. Coonahan here. Back to Niall Cahalane. Danny Cullity standing, driving it down. And the 14 men of Cork are doing a really good job, just as Meath did when they were down to 14 in 1988. Tompkins to extend Cork's lead if he can. He's done just that. There are 4 points between the teams. Larry Tompkins has kicked his 4th pointed free. Is there a way back for Meath? Time is still on their side if they're good enough. There are 11 minutes remaining. Brendan Riley. Rapidly delivered to Hayes, crossing the 45-metre line. Meath needing a couple of scores badly. A goal would do nicely for them. Hayes stopped by Barry Coffey. Coffey says it was a fair shoulder to shoulder. The referee, however, didn't see it that way. It's a free in for Meath. Well, Hayes is certainly hurt, having made that good run through the centre. This the action once again. Now, was it a fair shoulder to shoulder challenge, as Barry Coffey was claiming? Well, he certainly went in with the shoulder, but he caught him in the upper chest. 10 minutes to go, and the deficit is cut back, thanks to the trusty boot of Brian Stafford, who kicks his 5th point. 3 between them. Tommy Dow there trying to push up on Mick Slocum. Breaks on to Larry Tompkins. Outside towards Teddy McCarthy. Coonahan. Belted inside but wide. Well, it may lack some of the style that we've seen in football finals in the past, but certainly not the passion and the commitment from the two teams involved. Danny Cullity takes it down cleverly. Released to Barry Coffey. Picking out his man. That's a lovely pass forward. Really intelligent ball by Coffey to Paul McGrath. Half blocked down. Safely gathered by the goalkeeper. That's the countdown of the time. And we have just over 6 minutes to go. Joe Castles. Inside to Colm O'Rourke, now operating out around the middle. Trying to get that forward line moving. Colm Coyle against Barry Coffey. Good looking ball. Tommy Dow across, waiting for it. Breaks down, spills loose into the arms of Mick Slocum. Blocked down by Colm O'Rourke. Picked up. And there was a trip on Niall Cahalane. Free out to Cork, taken rapidly. Shea Fahy. Larry Tompkins. Cork trying to see off the Meath challenge. Well, there's never been very much between these teams when they've met in League or Championship in recent years. And Mick Lyons gathering that ball, coming forward, cut out by Mick Slocum. Teddy McCarthy finding Barry Coffey. Downfield, but there's nobody at all inside the 45-metre line where that ball was released. Meath then having to come forward, having to press home their numerical superiority. 15 against 14, but they're behind, remember, by 3 points. 11 to 8. Brendan Riley trying to spill it loose outside, finding Brian Stafford. It's curling. O'Rourke keeps it in play, and it goes finally off Stephen O'Brien, and it's gone for a 45. That's John Cleary who's coming in as a substitute over there for Cork, the number 21, another forward. And we just wait to see who the player going off is going to be. Meanwhile, Stafford in the gathering gloom of Croke Park, and it's looking a little bit gloomy for the Royal County just now. Paul McGrath is the one who's gone off the team. Paul McGrath's gone off. So the full forward line that Cork started the match with are now all off the field. Both teams having used up their full complement of subs. It's down to the 29 players on the field to resolve this All-Ireland. Stafford, brilliant interception. Martin O'Connell runs into Slocum, still presses forward. Referee's whistle sounds. Referee penalises Cork 13 metres for not getting back fast enough. O'Connell. Liam Hayes under it. Doing well, getting inside. Meath needing a goal. He's taken down. Now, was it inside or outside? His legs are outside and it's an ordinary 13 metres free. Very dangerous indeed from Cork's point of view, as Liam Hayes had got in there ahead of Conor Coonahan. Watch as he was trying to make his way into the large rectangle, pushed and pulled clearly outside. Stafford has cut it back to a 2-point game. The crowd was tense and somewhat silent earlier on, now spilling out their emotions, getting behind both teams. Castles, the great old warrior, up as far as Colm O'Rourke. Can Meath pull this game out of the fire yet? They've won a free. Well, as so often happens, 15 men sometimes have the greatest of difficulty getting the mastery of 14. A point would cut it back to just a 1-point difference. He's put it wide. It may be an extravagant miss yet, but really, Meath so far have been very profligate in their shooting. They had 13 wide so far against 6 for Cork. This is picked up by Joe Castles. Meath coming searching, I'm sure, for a goal. Colm O'Rourke inside to Tommy Dowd, blocked down brilliantly by Stephen O'Brien. Held off by Colm O'Rourke, linking up back there with Barry Coffey. Brilliant defender that he is, Coffey. He plays it outside to Paddy Hayes. Larry Tompkins, it's a mad scramble. 11 points to 9. This side has never beaten Meath. Liam Hayes trying to nurse that one out over the end line and make it a Meath possession. Meath know what they must do. From this kick out, they've got to get a goal. With that, they could win the All-Ireland. Colm Coyle, held by Teddy McCarthy. Well, Teddy was never back the requisite distance. And a 13 metres penalty for about the 4th time in this match. This is it then for Meath. This is it for Cork as well, however. Slocum outside towards John O'Driscoll. It's going to be a free. Time almost up. They live on the edge of their seats. Cork beaten by Meath in 1967. Beaten by Meath in 1987. Beaten after a replay in 1988. Are the 14 men to prevail in front of their loyal band of fans. The subs wait. The double has been achieved. It's Cork's All-Ireland. It's Cork's year. The double in hurling and the double in football. In 1890 it was 2 club sides, but now a county selection has achieved this remarkable feat. Cork's first victory in the All-Ireland over Meath and the county's 6th victory in all. The day and the month of September belongs to the red and white. The Sam Maguire has been retained by the champions.
Yes, a great victory for the Corkmen and, of course, the completion of that elusive hurling and football double. One feels that 1990 will be a year that all Cork people will look back on with great pride and satisfaction. But of course, the end of every championship year also heralds the beginning of new dreams and aspirations as Gaelic fans all over the country, and indeed abroad, look ahead to the next year full of hope and promise that it brings. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed our look back at the highlights of 1990's football season. Until the next time, bye-bye.